Hello everyone, hi, welcome to the video. And in this particular video I will be showing you that how you can configure a EKS cluster and deploy a sample application. And after the sample application we will be configuring the load, and then we will be creating up the SNS alarm, right? So I hope the things are making some sense. In order to just be on the same page, I have written all the things right step by step. So first we'll be creating up an IAM user. This is the prerequisite. We will be installing the AWS CLI, EKS CTL, and the kubectl. Then we will be configuring our CLI with the region, and this is the same region which I will be writing here. That is US East 1. Okay, and then I will be creating two files, deployment.yaml and service.yaml. And then I will be deploying the NGINX. So the NGINX will be visible in the load balancer port number 80. And after this thing, we will be installing the container insights in the EKS cluster. And after that, we will be installing locust. So locust is something which will be creating on the load, and it's a tool. Okay. After that, we'll be going to the CloudWatch and checking up the logs, and we'll be creating up the alarm, and then we'll be integrating SNS. And last but not the least, we'll be creating up the load from locust to the nginx deployed app, that which we have deployed here. And lastly, we'll be checking up the inbox for the notification to get in order to trigger. Makes sense, right? So I hope that is making some sense, right? And let's go ahead and do this particular thing, right? Cool, awesome. So let's get started. So I will be clicking on to IAM user, and let's create a new user, right? So I will be going here and click a new user called as EKS lab 1, and I will be clicking on this one, attach policies directly, right? And the permission that what I will be selecting will be the administrator, and I will be going for the EKS, right? And yeah, that's all. Then I will be clicking on next and create user, right? So user has been successfully created, and now what I will be doing is that I will be going to this particular section of the user that what we have created, going to the security credentials, and after that we will be clicking on this one called as create access key. Go to the first thing that is called as CLI, click on next, click on create access key, and these are the two particular things that what I will be keeping a note, right? So I will be moving back to my terminal. So this is the terminal, right? Let's make it zoom a bit. Okay, cool. So yeah, so let's click on this one, configure. So I will be copying the access key, paste it here, copy the secret key, paste it here, US East 1, formatting as JSON, right? So I hope this is making some sense. Now what I will be doing, I will be going to create a cluster. So this is the cluster what I will be going to create, right? So this is the command for the cluster creation, and the command is looking something like this. So EKS CTL create cluster, and this is the name of the cluster. The region, make sure that this region and this region what you have configured is the same. Node is 3, and each node type is T2 T3 micro. So what I will be doing, I will be just minimizing the instances infrastructure. So I will make it T2 micro, and I will make the node count as 2. Okay, makes sense. Now what we will be doing is that now we will be hitting the button enter, and we will wait for in order to spin up the cloud formation stack. And I will be checking the logs here which are visible here, right? So this will be taking approximately 5-6 or close to 10 minutes, so we can wait for in that particular time, right? See you in a bit. Thank you. Hey, so we are back, right? So the cluster is ready. Now let's take the cluster. Okay, so just make it like this, go to clusters, refresh it, and the same region, right? So this is a cluster and it's active, and I will be going to cloud formation. So the two stacks are ready, right? And if I will be going to VPC, so I will just refreshing it. So there has been one particular VPC which is now ready. Okay, so now what we will be doing, we will be deploying the nginx. So before that, this kubectl get node. So how many nodes I have created? 2, and 2 nodes are of T2 micro instances, right? Then yeah, so I will be going to just create a deployment file, and I will just make it kubectl apply minus f deployment.yaml. Oh sorry, kubectl apply space minus f. Okay, then again there is one particular file called as service. So cat service file. So again kubectl apply service YAML. And after this, the NGINX application will be exposed to the load balancer, which is running on the port number 80, right? So this is the thing, right? So I will be typing kubectl get svc space -a. So that is the load balancer external URL, and it is concurrent. It should be concurrented with the port number 80. Okay. So now let's take a look at the EC2 dashboard. Okay. So I will be creating up a new tab, and I will go to EC2 here. Scroll down from the left hand side, and I will go into load balancers, and I can see one load balancer has been created. This is the same one, right? So I will copy the DNS name and just HTTP, and I will be hitting this with this one. So let me once again copy the DNS and paste it here. Okay, and let's wait for a bit. Okay, and let's go to the terminal. Okay, and let's hit the curl command. Curl, copy this and paste it here. Okay, I guess it will take some time. So let's, yeah, so it's now running up, and it should now run the curl command, right? Cool. So it's the NGINX is up and running, right? So now what we will be doing is we need to get the access to our this cluster, like from the cluster to the CloudWatch, right? So what we will be doing, we will be going back to the EC2, go to instances, and go to any of the node which is already created. Come down and select this one, IAM role. So let's go to the role, add the policy, and give it to the CloudWatch full access, and let's give it administrator access as well, right? So we'll just click on add permission, and the policies has been attached to the role, right? So what is the next step? So now the next step will be coming into the play is that we need to yeah, so let me just, yeah, we need to just clear the screen. Now what I will be doing is that I will be going to the CloudWatch. So let's check how the CloudWatch is looking right now, right? So I will be going to this tab, and I will be typing CloudWatch container insights, and okay, so these are the two containers which are running, and these are the old containers which are not now. Okay, so yeah, till now we haven't got any logs in the container, right? So now we will be doing that. That is, I will be going to this particular website, the cert manager, copy the first command, paste it here. Okay, and let's wait for some time. Okay, done, right? So what we'll be doing now, we'll be going to the official documentation for the CloudWatch for the container insights on Amazon EKS and Kubernetes. So copy the first command. This is just the CRD. So copy the first command, go to terminal, and just curl it, right? Okay, so these two things has been applied. Now what we will be doing now is we have to do the third command, right? So it says that cluster name. So what's the cluster name that what you have created? What's the cluster name? It's my hyphen cluster, right? So go back to here. So my hyphen cluster. I got my hyphen cluster, right? And yeah, so region name equals to US East 1, and then copy the third command, which is this one, and go to the terminal and paste it. And we'll wait for some time for sure. Okay. Okay, now I will go back to the CloudWatch. Yeah, where is that? Yeah, then I will just refresh it.